Elon Musk proposed a very interesting and complex explanation of the Fermi Paradox, and this explanation contradicts everything we know about this theory. With that, Musk was asked if within SpaceX space operations he has ever seen any kind of important material evidence that there are aliens, and Elon's answer was very interesting. Moreover, there is new giant research done by space experts that completely solve the Fermi Paradox, and it's exciting. This is a mind-boggling story, so let's explain it. If there aren't any aliens in space, then what us humans have on Earth is exceptionally rare, according to Musk. He was referring to the Fermi Paradox, named after the Nobel Prize winner physicist Enrico Fermi. Aliens should have taken a trip down to Earth before, according to the theory, because our solar system is relatively new compared to the rest of the universe, that is, 13.8 billion years versus 4.5 billion, and interstellar travel is possible given sufficient time. Fermi allegedly made the above statements during a casual lunch conversation in 1950. Astrobiologists and other scientific experts have been perplexed by the implications ever since. In the interview, Elon Musk went on to say that he hadn't ever seen any solid evidence of aliens. He was then asked about his thoughts on unidentified flying objects, also called UFOs. He clarified that these could be associated with classified military programs. Even if an army member happens to catch such a UFO, they aren't going to be briefed on it, he added. Human beings would be in such serious trouble if aliens visited Earth, according to Musk. He also explained his reasoning, which is, if they are able to visit Earth, it means they have much more advanced technology. Then he added, we're at their mercy. Musk added that if they have spaceships that can travel from star systems to here, we don't. We're essentially helpless. We'd be like little kids or something. The world's wealthiest man was then questioned about an unusual claim made earlier by a former American government advisor, who alleged that former US President Dwight Eisenhower experienced aliens at least 3 times in 1954 at a remote airbase in New Mexico. The advisor also asserted that many witnesses were present during the alleged encounters. Elon seemed to think these claims were bogus and clarified his belief that Eisenhower had no such meetings with aliens. Elon Musk, the creator of SpaceX, has long advocated for intergalactic colonial expansion. If the Earth is hit by a massive space rock, a catastrophic solar storm destroys electronics, or we extinguish ourselves in nuclear fire, accidentally or otherwise, so having a backup civilization on a planet like Mars could be beneficial. To that end, SpaceX has united thousands of workers to design and build the Big Falcon rocket, a next-generation spacecraft capable of transporting 100 people and 150 tons of cargo to Mars. Now, a little more about the Paradox study. The study, titled Dissolving the Fermi Paradox, was published in June of 2018 on Archive, a server for sharing scientific papers that are not yet peer-reviewed. The study begins by challenging the Fermi Paradox, an idea attributed to physicist Enrico Fermi, though possibly incorrect, that asks, why haven't we heard from the intelligent aliens, even though there are hundreds of billions of stars in the Milky Way galaxy, along with hundreds of billions of galaxies in the observable universe? The Fermi Paradox has some deep, disturbing solutions. One theory proposes that intelligent civilizations die out too quickly to be noticed by other species, possibly due to climate change, resource overuse, or nuclear weapons. A more terrifying answer is that intelligent civilizations, like predatory animals at the top of an interstellar food chain, wipe out alien races before they can become a threat. Oxford's Anders Sandberg, Eric Drexler, and Toby Ord, on the other hand, believe there is no paradox at all. The 3 researchers concentrated their efforts on the Drake equation, a formula developed by astrophysicist Frank Drake in 1961. The equation attempts to solve the Fermi paradox by introducing 7 variables that affect the odds of survival and then multiplying them. The resulting number n is an estimate of the number of human-like races that could be broadcasting signals into space within the Milky Way. However, according to the Oxford researchers, the profound uncertainty of some Drake equation variables, such as the fraction of planets on which life appears known as FL, or the fraction of life that has become intelligent, or FI, is rarely or improperly addressed. They explained that it's common to see carefully approximated astrophysical numbers multiplied by these impromptu guesses. It has been observed that the final numbers appear to be heavily dependent on the author's pessimism or optimism. For example, roughly 2/3 of studies that employ the Drake equation suggest that there are approximately 100 advanced alien communities per Milky Way galaxy. Even so, other estimates range from 100 million civilizations per galaxy to just 3 per 10,000 galaxies, a 100 billion-fold difference. With their recent paper, the Oxford researchers tried to capture these uncertainties. Based on what we understand about the universe today, they wanted to see if the Fermi Paradox, where are they, is a mathematically legitimate question to ask. The researchers accomplished this by compiling and evaluating research on the 7 Drake equation variables. They then reformulated each variable as a range of uncertainty based on those studies in their entirety, rather than the best guesses of a single scientific group. Musk seized on a bell curve-like distribution of result obtained by the work, and they were depressing at best. According to this study, the average probability is in the middle of the bell curve that we are alone in the Milky Way is around 52%, with a 38% average chance that we are the only intelligent beings in the entire known universe. Even the most hopeful, above-average figures were disheartening. According to authors, there is a 41% possibility that we are alone in the cosmos, and a 32% chance that we are alone in the observable universe. The experts say that this result resolves the Fermi Paradox, eliminating the need to reinstate speculative mechanisms through which civilizations would ultimately fail to have their observable effects on the universe. They discover a strong possibility that we are alone in our galaxy, and possibly even in our entire universe. The study's authors do not advise us to abandon our search for alien life. They wrote that this conclusion does not imply that we are alone, in our galaxy or in the visible universe, but rather that it is scientifically possible and should not surprise us. It is a declaration about our current state of knowledge, not a new measurement. But even so, if we are alone, it raises the stakes for Musk's plan to launch humanity to Mars and eventually establish a colony there as a backup drive for civilization. By failing to settle in space before a truly catastrophic accident, war, or natural disaster kills the majority, or all of us on Earth, we risk erasing not only the human race, but also the only intelligent civilization in the known cosmos. Regardless, Musk appears to believe that we should continue to search for them. Elon even tweeted once saying that it would be quite amazing to come across an alien civilization, as long as it's not their invasion fleet, of course. Other experts have other opinions. A pair of researchers from Carnegie Institution for Science and the California Institute of Technology have suggested a solution to the Fermi Paradox. Michael Wong and Stuart Bartlett argue in their paper, published in the Journal of the Royal Society Interface, that the possible explanation that no aliens from other planets have decided to visit us is due to superlinear scaling, which they claim leads to a singularity. They began by researching the rise and fall of human civilization throughout history. They then looked into the history of large cities and discovered that most grew to a certain point before collapsing. They devised a hypothesis that such rising and falling alien space civilizations would result in one of two outcomes. The first one suggests that the civilization would become aware that it was becoming too large and would simply stop traveling to or colonizing other worlds. In the second, they would fail to recognize their error and thus collapse. Both scenarios, in our viewpoint, would result in the same result. The aliens would not visit us or even showcase evidence of their existence. The distance between them and us would be prohibitively long. The researchers referred to their hypothesis as superlinear scaling, which states that a civilization grows exponentially, colonizing other worlds until it is unable to meet the energy demands of constant encroachment. If they did not act, they would eventually reach a tipping point from which they would be unable to save their civilization. They point out that if not for the vast distances involved, we would almost certainly be able to detect evidence of an alien civilization on the verge of collapsing because it would be emitting huge amounts of energy. Well, that's a wrap on this video. So what do you think about the Fermi Paradox? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Bye!